Let's be clear, this is not a drill. A monster, codenamed Godzilla, is heading straight for your city. In the next few minutes, every decision you make matters. Panic will get you killed. A plan is the only thing that will save you. So, here's a realistic, minute-by-minute guide to surviving the impossible.
The White Award. To be centered member
It's not an earthquake, it's a footstep. And that sound isn't an explosion, it's a roar shattering every window in sight. Your survival in these first few seconds comes down to one thing: accepting that the impossible is happening. Don't freeze. And whatever you do, don't run outside for a better look. Right now, Godzilla isn't even the biggest threat. The city itself is. Think falling debris from skyscrapers, a rain of sharp glass, and crowds of people stampeding in fear. Those are your immediate dangers. Your first move? Get away from windows and dive under something sturdy, like a heavy desk or table. Just like in an earthquake drill, this is what's called a no-notice disaster, which means emergency services were caught just as flat-footed as you were. Help is coming, but right now, you're on your own. You've got the next 15 minutes and your goal is simple: figure out what's going on. Your phone, assuming it still has a signal, is your lifeline. You need to be monitoring official alerts from emergency services. They all have the most critical intel on the monster's path and where the safe evacuation zones are. Next up, your go bag. Seriously, every home needs one of these, not just for giant monsters, but for any disaster. Inside, you should have water, food that won't spoil, a first aid kit, any medications you can't live without, a battery-powered radio, and a power bank for your phone. So ask yourself, where is it? Can you grab it in seconds? Does everyone you live with know where to find it? The single biggest mistake you can make is thinking you can just jump in your car and drive away. In a full-blown panic, every highway instantly turns into a parking lot. If you're in a dense downtown area, your best bet is to get out on foot. Pull up a map of your city now. Find at least 2 or 3 different routes away from the monster, and make sure you avoid bridges and tunnels. Those are death traps waiting to happen. Okay, official evacuation orders are hitting the airwaves. This is at the most critical moment. You'll probably hear the military engaging Godzilla, but let's be real, conventional weapons aren't likely to do much. Don't be a spectator. Don't move toward the fight. Your only job is to get out. Stick to the evacuation routes the authorities are broadcasting. They might seem like the long way around, but they're chosen for a reason to keep you away from collapsing buildings and other danger zones. And look, help your neighbors if you can, but don't become another victim trying to be a hero. Leave the rescuing to the trained professionals. If you are trying to leave by car, keep your tank full, as a general rule of life. But be ready to ditch your vehicle in a heartbeat. If traffic grinds to a halt, getting out and moving on foot is your only real option. Not have an out-of-state contact person for your family. Send a simple text like, "We're safe. Heading to location." A text is far more likely to get through than a call. But what if you can't get out? What if you're trapped? Your strategy has to change from run to hide. You're now in a shelter-in-place situation. You need to get to the lowest, most central part of your building. Think basements or interior stairwells. The goal is simple. Put as many walls between you and that as possible. Stay far away from windows. Don't even think about using an elevator. Remember, the monster isn't the only threat. A disaster of this scale means broken gas and water lines. If you smell gas and you know how, shut off the main valve to your building. The power grid will be shot, so head to your breaker box and flip everything off to prevent a fire. You'll need water, and you can only survive about 3 days without it. Your emergency kit is your first source. After that, the water in your toilet tank, never the bowl or hot water heater, is usually safe to drink. Treat any other water source by boiling it or using purification tablets. The roaring has stopped, the ground is still, the attack is over, but the disaster isn't. Your city is now a hazardous zone. The government and relief agencies will eventually manage the long-term recovery, but that's weeks, maybe months away. For now, your mission is still short-term survival. Getting a signal will be nearly impossible, so conserve your phone's battery like it's your last meal. Your best source of information will be a battery-powered or hand-crank radio. That's how you'll find out about shelters and where to get food and water. Groups like the Red Cross will be setting up aid stations, but just getting to them will be a serious challenge. The psychological toll will be enormous. It's natural to feel terrified and lost. Focus on small, controllable tasks. Check your supplies, secure your space, and help the people around you. Rebuilding a small piece of community is one of the most powerful things you can do. Surviving something like this isn't about fighting a 300-foot monster. It's about outthinking the chaos. It's about having a smart plan long before you ever hear a siren. The truth is, the same rules that apply to a hurricane or an earthquake apply here. Know the risks where you live, build a go bag, and have a plan to contact your loved ones. The world as you knew it has changed. The city's gone, but you're still here. So, how do you think your city's emergency plans would hold up against Godzilla? What's the biggest challenge your hometown would face? Let us know in the comments. If you want to be ready for any scenario we throw at you, make sure to subscribe.